What's up, everybody? It's your boy, it's your host, and I'm back for another episode of Black Cat Panther Podcast. And I'm kicking it here on the eve of 4th of July. I just wanted to spend a little time with you guys and really tell you how I feel about this 53-man roster. It's basically an open topic. It's Sunday Night Live, man. It's Sunday Night Live, man. I just want to see how you guys are doing tonight. And so I'm gonna get started in 1 second, man. I'm gonna get started in 1 second. This is a Sunday Night Live. And I have to say, man, I'm so excited to get it started. I'm a little laid back and I enjoy myself today. And hopefully everybody out there is enjoying the upcoming 4th of July coming up. So if you ain't doing it, go ahead and get a hamburger for me right now, man. Go ahead and get one for me. I rock with all y'all, so I'm very, very excited, man. As you can see it in the background, I have listed over here. We're going through the depth chart, man. We're going to do a little bit of speculating, just a little bit, man. So if you haven't already heard, we're getting ready to start winding up this roster, and we're going to start seeing what everything will start looking like. So it's pretty cool to, gauge and, do a little bit of guessing. With that being said, if you haven't already, stop, like, and subscribe to the channel. I really enjoy doing this with you guys, and so I would love to see it. You guys can just stop, like, and subscribe. And with that being said, I'm going to get it started, man. As you can see in the background, got the Carolina Panthers depth chart already updated, and it's here. I hate to do it, man. You already know it. You see the first name on there, and it's already Sam Darnold. I hate to say it. I really do. Sam Darnold, quarterback of the Carolina Panthers right now, our projected starter for the next season. I'm not touch the quarterback situation on this one because we already know how I feel about Sam Darnold as a starter. We already know how I feel about Matt Corral as a starter. Hopefully, and I get this a lot of times. A lot of people ask me, how would you feel if Matt Corral beat Sam Darnold out in camp? Cheers to him. If he able to take his job, take it. By all means, man. I'm here. I'm hoping that he would take it. That way we can have somebody else except for Sam Darnold to let us down. I mean, projected wins overall, I said it before. If we got Sam Darnold at quarterback, we could be in the same mess we was in last year. Between 5 to 7 wins. And I'm here to let you know another 5 to 7 win campaign is not going to get Matt Rule out the door. So it's no need to even call or clamor for his job. The only way I see Matt Rule going out of the door is if he win less than 5 games next season. Now, he would be going backwards. And if you listen to ESPN already got us in a new mock draft, but we getting the best quarterback next year already. They already saying already our season is over before it even got started on ESPN. They got zero faith in our team. Like the president said, the least best in the room is what we're going to call that. Carolina, Sam out there on the first day to really, I'm not going to say stick up the joint because here's the thing. I don't like to tackle this guy because we all know what he is. It's just that four-headed, ugly monster that we can't wrap our heads around on why he does some of the stuff that he do. He's like the perfect practice games. I mean, he just go brain neutral. He forget everything. He get antsy. His feet, his footwork is horrible. And he just dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision. So if you can enter in somebody that's competent enough to not give away the football on a regular basis, then we might have something. Because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we're a quarterback away, but we're not the worst team like how ESPN speculates us to be. They have us listed as the worst team in all of football, and we all know that that's not true. I mean, the Jaguars are there, the Texans are there. I mean, just to name a few, better than all those. But for some reason, because of We don't have a quarterback situation that's really fixed though. Or that's why every time we look in those rankings, we at the very, very bottom of Pro Football Focus, or at the very, very bottom of ESPN, is because they absolutely have no faith in Sam Darnold. And I have no faith in Sam Darnold as well. I say that to say this. And if you can hear it in the background, there's a lot of fireworks going on, so I apologize. But just to say this, man, quarterback Sam Darnold of the Carolina Panthers, if he goes out and he's one of those guys who show his talent to maybe he show his buttocks, and next thing you know, it's just a shit fest. And before he do that, we better quarterback, because as you see, they got him number 2 over PJ Walker. That's how we really feel about PJ Walker. PJ Walker is possibly a high school quarterback, and I'm just being nice about that because he went to the XFL and he came out, and last year he won 2 games, but I just don't trust this guy. The more I look at him, the more I see him on the field. He is worse than Sam Darnold in some instances because some of the decision making that he makes, with the throws that he makes, is horrible. And can Matt Corral be Mac Jones for us? Can he be that for us? Because we reached for this guy in the 3rd round. I do believe it was a reach because had we had a 2nd round pick, he possibly would have been a 2nd round pick for us. But his talent said that. Well, not his talent. The position that he came on against this year said that we had to take a quarterback. Left tackle and quarterback were the number 2 positions that we had to go in order and grab. So Matt Corral was the guy in the eyes of Matt Rule. They wanted him. I just hope that what they see in him and what McAdoo sees in him can equate to wins on the field. Because, I mean, if it doesn't, that means we just set our franchise back another 2 to 3 years. And as I'm looking at it right now, we're already in a 3-year mess as it is. But Matt Rule did say it take 5 years to do a rebuild, and that's what Tepper told him. So happy 5-year mark. That's going to be coming soon. But I'm going to move on for the quarterback position because it's going to do nothing but piss me off tonight, and I'm not trying to be angry. I don't even know. First of all, I'm not going to even slide past it like I didn't see it. Davis Cheek, why is he even on this list? Why? Somebody please explain to me why. But that's not the here nor the there. We're going on to running back. Running back, we got Christian McCaffrey, Chuba Hubbard, Dante Foreman, and Spencer Brown. Well, I'm going to let you know right now, Christian McCaffrey is our guy. He will forever until they see, him leaving out, which I don't see that's no time soon, being that they restructured them and they made sure that the money fit. Christian McCaffrey is going to be one of those guys that they're going to move him around this season, put him in the slot, put him in different positions, because you've got Dante Foreman coming in. He was the backup behind Derrick Henry, in case any of you guys didn't know that. He was very formidable last year. When Henry went down, he manned. He deserved the respect that he got out there on that field. He deserved every ounce of it. And I think he has a 3rd running back, but he should be number 2. It's just my personal opinion because Chuba Hubbard was good last year. But I just didn't get enough of Chuba to see where he should be directly in front of Dante Foreman. I'm just not getting that from him because Foreman, in the right situation, and this could be the situation under McAdoo's system. In the right situation, he could flourish. And like I said, you could have a 2-headed monster that we haven't seen since D'Angelo Williams and John. We haven't seen a 2-headed monster since then. So if you get C-Mac and Foreman going, we could have something here. I mean, let's be honest, though. We haven't had a quality backup since Mike Davis. And since they let him walk, we've been trying to get help. Good help is hard to find if you haven't noticed. But we're going to move on to wide receiver. In the wide receiver room, we got DJ Moore, man in the front. I mean, he's been the only thing that's been consistent over 1,200 yards in 3 different seasons. I mean, the guy is a model of consistency. And if you haven't seen it already, he recently did Rich Eisen. And basically, the biggest thing that he did when he went on the Rich Eisen podcast is, I'm paraphrasing, but he said the offense is way better than previous years. Is that previous years under Matt Rule? Is that previous years with that last year he had with Rivera? Let's be honest. What he's trying to say is, it seems to be, and this is just me paraphrasing, so don't anybody take this out of context. Um, but for once, it doesn't seem like it's a shit show. And it seems like McAfee was coming to play because he was like, man, I'm on my P's and my Q's, and I'm learning different verbiage and different stuff that I didn't even know here. You know, he's a 3-4 year guy now, and it's nice to see that even he has to get back in his bag to get uncomfortable, is basically what he was saying. Um, but DJ Moore's a guy I feel like he's going to really get his because he's just that good of a receiver. But if he had a great quarterback, this guy could go from a good receiver to an elite receiver. And I'm talking about 1,400, 1,500 yards or more, and possible 7 to 8 tubs. I mean, that's elite for us. And more tubs equate to more wins. I mean, you get a guy like DJ Moore in the open field, my God. Try to tackle him if you can. It's not going to happen. It'll take 2 or 3 of you to do it. But wide receiver number 2 for me is up for grabs. Terrence Marshall, is for him to take it. If he could, you know, do better than he did last year. I know he's been injury filled for the last the last 2 years. Last year in his rookie year, he was injured the entire year. But let's see if he can get back to form this year. I mean, he's a guy that can come in and take that position from Robbie Anderson, because I really do see Robbie as a true number 3 because of his production, the whining, everything. Really, really, really is a turnoff for me with Robbie Anderson. I don't know how much more Robbie Anderson I can take. He got another year on his contract, so hopefully after his contract he can just scoot it all out of here, man. But looking at this wide receiver core, it's not the best. I would give them an overall C grade because everybody else, other than DJ Moore, is inconsistent. I mean, let's call it, it is what it is. I mean, you got Brandon Zylstra. He was decent with some of the touches he got, but he really didn't do anything that's going to say, okay, yeah, he's man in the spot. Terrence Marshall was hurt all last year. Robbie Anderson was dropping balls and complaining half of the year. Shi Smith was being a drug lord in the offseason. That leaves the new guys coming in. Charleston Rambo is an interesting guy for me because I see him really moving up where if you got DJ Moore number 2, Terrence Marshall. I was getting ready to call him TJ, but Terrence Marshall at number 3. You can slide a guy like Zylstra in at number 4, and Charleston Rambo going to be special teams for us because he was really good, man. He had over 1,100 yards last season, and he's a really decent guy. And I do believe that he's going to come in and make us a lot better in the special teams position, and he'll garner a spot right there. Everybody else, like C.J. Saunders, I like Rashard Higgins too. I haven't forgotten about him. Rashard Higgins is another guy that could move up on that depth chart instead of Zylstra. He could give us more production because Terrence Marshall Jr., Higgins, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Rand. I see Shi Smith getting cut. It's just an early prediction for me because this guy, like I said, he has so many off the field issues that's going on. And you can't really hope to run a drug campaign and be a football player as well. It just ain't gonna happen. But moving on to the tight end spot, the tight end room. As you see, ESPN has Tommy Tremble as your number 1 tight end. Since when? So we just went and paid Big E and Thomas $6 million, starting caliber tight end money, and he's not even penciled in as the number 1 tight end. Ian Thomas, Mr. Dirtbike himself. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. We a two tight end system. And in his two tight end system, you got Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas, and I believe that there's another guy. I don't believe in Steven Sullivan at all, neither Colin Thompson, but they did pick up an undrafted free agent. I cannot remember his name, but I will have it for you next time. I more promise. He was from South Dakota State, I believe he was. He's shown a lot more promise than what we're getting from Steven Sullivan and Colin Thompson. So it just is what it is. I would cut Colin Thompson. Steven Sullivan would be on the outside looking in. But Tommy and Ian are the two pencil ins for tight end for us because we're running that double tight end set. And you need two guys that can get up there and run and stretch the field. But is Tommy Trimmer going to be reliable this year? Because if we can get any kind of production out of that spot right there, that let's be honest. Let's look back at our team to back when we had a two tight end system. When we had Jeremy Shockey and we had Greg Olsen in Cam Newton's first year, and you saw the production. Both of those guys had about 400 to 500 yards, and they had a bunch of tubs in the red zone. I mean, can we duplicate that? Because that's something that I haven't seen since, and it was working. I believe we had who was it? Shaziski as our offensive coordinator at the time, and Chud was smart. He was an offensive guru, and he got that opportunity to go be a head coach somewhere else, and he dipped. What's up, Doc? What's up, Tillman? Man, I'm telling you, this is one of those things where your offensive philosophy matters. And if you run a two tight end sets in an RPO system, well, we don't know if it's going to be an RPO system. We don't even know who's going to be the quarterback. So a lot of that stuff matters. But if we had the context of how long Sam Darnold is going to last, will he use one of those guys as his protection, as his blanket? Then that will make a huge difference of what we got going on. But it's to be seen because it's unexpected in Carolina. So with that being said, I'm gonna move on to the offensive line. And Ike Mekwonu, we got hands down the best left tackle in the draft. I believe he was better than Evan Neal or any of the other prospects that they had. But I mean, hands down, this is legs. This guy's gonna be moving cats around and just tossing them around. And it's a major. When I say major, I mean we had Cameron last year, and he stayed hurt majority of the year. So when I say we had a major boost at left tackle, we needed this. If you could go back and replay that draft over, and you see what we had, Ike Ekwonu was sitting there served up on a platter, and we could not pass him by. And I'm letting you know now, Brady Christensen is a very serviceable guy, but as your left tackle, Matt Rule would be a fool to sit here and let Ike Ekwonu go inside and put Brady Christensen on the outside at tackle, knowing the talent that you're going to have from this guy is so supreme. I mean, you can't beat that. Now, as the projected left guard, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. I see either Cade Mays or Brady Christensen holding down that left guard spot. And I really see more of Cade Mays because he was a we got in that draft, and I'm telling you, he is going to be possibly a starter. So imagine trotting out there Ike Ekwonu, Cade Mays, Bradley Bozeman, Austin Corbett, and the only consistent guy we had last year, Taylor Moton. I mean, this is now a top 15 line in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. This is a top 15, which is an above average line that we have. I wouldn't go as far as to say a top 10 line, only because we don't know what the left guard position is going to be. And that's dependent upon how foolish Matt Rule may be. You never know. He might try Michael Jordan and put him back out there. I don't see that happening. But I'm going to let you know, with the starters that we got, the starting five that we got on that offensive line, the backups is going to be a huge. before we go this season. So Cameron Irvin, if he's healthy, will be serviceable because he's one of those guys. We need all of our linemen to be interchangeable in different positions because with our guys going down so much, we had possibly the most licked up offensive line in all of football last year. And all these guys got to be able to play multiple positions, man, because we need that. I don't know at what time a guy could go down, but hopefully I'm going to cross my fingers. I'm going to hope that everybody stay up because I mean, with this line, with a little bit of time, with better tight end play, and with better wide receivers, there's no excuses for this offense to be dead last again. There's no excuses for that. I'm not saying we're going to be a line or we're going to be a team that goes out there and going to be a top 10 offense or anything, but we shouldn't be in the bottom half of the league again in the offensive production. I mean, because we got the players, we got the talent. The team is right there showing it to you. I just don't understand. If we don't capitalize off of what we got this year, it's going to be on coaching. And I'm here to say that. It's definitely going to be on coaching. Because at this point in time, if you can't take lemons and make lemonade out of this right here, something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Y'all know me, man. I get worked up about this offense and how everything's going. But hopefully, like I said, I got more faith in McAfee now than I did when he first got the job because I thought at one time we were trending downward instead of upward. But you know what? It seems to be he's kind of what we needed. Like a subtle piece of okay. He's not the greatest, but he's okay. And he can come in and really give us a little bit of stability that we didn't have. DJ Moore already done said it. He already went on the Rich Eisen show and said, hey, this offense is way better than it was in previous years. He already came out and said that. So I mean, this guy's a savant. He's in that offensive. He's in that. He sits down and watch film all day long, and he gets to see it firsthand, and he see the difference in what Joe Brady was and what we got now in McAdoo. And that just speaks to how bad Joe Brady was as an offensive coordinator. And coming in, you got a guy to bring that structure through the door. That's a big difference. I mean, this may be a complete overhaul because everything coming together collectively, everybody has to do their jobs, first of all. But with that being said, like I said, the talent is there. There's no excuses for us to have a lackadaisical season again like how we had, unless Sam Darnold erases everything positive that we put out there. And he can't do it. No matter how positive we are, just give him time. Give him more time to throw a pick. With that being said, I'm moving to the defensive line. As we see it, Brian Burns is the shining star on the left end. We got Derek Brown. Ioannidis is going to be where we get a lot of production because we had Bravion Roy in that position last year. And I'm here to let you know, Bravion Roy wasn't cutting it, man. Come on, let's be honest. This guy wasn't cutting it. Ioannidis is a very serviceable D tackle. He will come in and give Derek Brown the cushion that he needs so he doesn't get double teamed, or even sometimes he was being triple teamed last year. So Derek Brown, a lot of people like to say they think that he's a bust because he's not jumping off the screen. He's not over there slinging people around. He's not being Ndamukong Suh 2.0. So, I mean, you got to look at what he's dealing with. Like I said, we had Hassan Reddick, but Hassan Reddick he was a linebacker / hybrid end, which means he wasn't putting his hand in the ground on the line a lot. He was standing up, rushing. And like I said, he was getting double teamed, but you got to, with the snap count, you got to pick your poison of where you're going to get these double teams coming from. And Derek Brown took more double teams than anybody last year. But the problem is you got to look at him. He's a run stuffer. He's never been that guy to get in there and then command pass rushing. Everybody thinks that he's that guy that's going to come in and get after the quarterback. That's not him. He's one of those guys. He's a run stuffer. He's a big body in the middle. He's one of those guys that's going to really come in and just command eat up space. And so now you got a guy like Ianitis. Ianitis is a pass rusher, and he's a run stopper. I think Ianitis had like close to 7 sacks last year. But you got to look at what's more important with them is the tackles for loss. That's the most important thing at the tackle position. Tackle for loss. That's how disruptive he is coming off that line and in that backfield. That's a major important thing. And Derek Brown has to elevate his play with more tackles for loss to be in that backfield to stop some of that run this year. Because granted, we don't have the best play at the linebacker position, but if we get upgraded play from that D line, the linebackers will fall in line. Now, this year we don't have Hassan Reddick. So, Gross-Matos, everybody around here, y'all know how I feel about Gross-Matos. I've been clamoring and calling for this guy to give me something other than 2 sacks every year. Like I said, he's been hurt. I can tell that Phil Snow's frustrated with him, and so am I. I'm to the point now, like, Gross-Matos, I'm already deeming him a bust. This is his 3rd season. I got to see, and this is the thing. Everybody is so hard on Derek Brown, but Gross-Matos was, 2nd-round pick for us? Come on, man. You guys go in on Derek Brown of, if you pick a guy in the top 10, he got to be slamming people from left to right. Well, look at Gross-Matos. What has he done? He hasn't even been available most of the time out of the last 2 years to even get on the field. Last time I checked, it matters if you're available or not. I mean, I'm just saying. Last time I checked, it does matter if you're available to be on the field. So Gross-Matos, he got to do something different this year. If what he's been doing with his body hasn't been working, he got to switch it up this year because I've been waiting for him to really get it, and I just never see it. I've almost given up hope on him. And if you look at it behind him, Marquise Haynes Sr., that's a guy that I was hoping that could take the next step and possibly man that spot where Gross-Matos is at, because I got a lot more hope in him to be a breakout candidate versus Gross-Matos, making it through a full season this year. I don't think that's going to happen. But like I said, Brian Burns is the star of the show on the defensive line. Derek Brown will be an upgraded guy in year 3. Notice all his numbers possibly going to go up because Matt Ioannidis is going to be right there beside him. And you've seen D tackles in our past. D tackles have flourished when they had a counterpartner beside them. Look at KK Short. KK Short had Star Lotulelei. Look at Mike Rucker. Mike Rucker had Benson Buckman. I mean, if you go back to history back in the day, we had guys that were in pairs. You got to have 2, so that way, flying off of that line, you don't know who to try. You don't know who to double team. You don't know who to come at. You don't know which way it's coming. You don't know which way the stun is coming. So we got to have somebody that's going to come off and be an impact maker. And last time I checked in, I just made a Pro Bowl in 2019. He's a decent player. We got him for the low. So with that being said, at linebacker, I'm already going to say Amari Barno is probably going to make it as the backups. I'm going through the backups now. Julian Stanford will probably be one of those guys that make it. Bravion Roy, they're going to keep him. Frankie Luvu is an interesting hold on. I'll hold off because he's not an end. He's more like a linebacker. Same situation. So Derek Johnson, I probably see him getting cut. A lot of those guys in the 3rd and the 4th are probably going to end up getting cut because, like I said, we need good line play and we need guys to be coming off that line and flying around. But that's to be seen, man. A lot of these guys got to really step their game up this season because there's a hole and void right there for us on that defense that we need somebody to come in. Now we're going to shoot down to linebacker now. Damian Wilson, will he be available this season? I just want to know, will he be available this season? Is he, because he has the off the field issues where he had domestic violence with his girlfriend. So I can't even pencil him in as being, playing for us this season. Shaq Thompson, he's gonna be, like I said, the starter. And with him, it depends on what side of the bed he wakes up on. How much production you get. I think he's one of those guys that he really be trying to make the Pro Bowl every year. It was like the first 7, 8 games, you see the tenacity, you see how vicious he could be, and then it's like the latter half of the season, he just backs off, and I'm like, bro, where you at? I'm like, come on, bro, you can't be serious, man. So I'm just saying, man, this Shaq could be, and this is what I'm saying. He give me the Thomas Davis vibes, but it's like it only lasts for like 8 or 9 games, and then it's like he's back to normal. So with Shaq Thompson being in that will spot in the middle, we gotta have somebody. Do you guys really think that Brandon Smith can come in, the guy that we drafted, the linebacker? Do you think he's going to come in and probably be a starter for us immediately? Because they got Corey Littleton at that other linebacker spot, but I don't see that happening. Frankie Louvu is probably going to man that down. So if we go in, we got Shaq Thompson, Brandon Smith, and Frankie Louvu. It's going to be a respectable linebacking core. I give it an overall grade of a C minus, probably a D. Only because of Shaq Thompson. Like I said, Damian Wilson, he was decent for the Jaguars. He had 100 tackles last year, but like I said, the problem is off the field issues being available to play for us. Can he do that? I don't know. It's still to be seen. And so, with that being said, I don't see Corey Littleton making any starting positions. I don't know why they even got him there. Louvu will be that starter. I'm going to move on to the cornerbacks. All right. Cornerback position. Dante Action Jackson. J.C. Horn should be the two locks at corner. I really think that Action Jackson should be in that slot cornerback position, and C.J. Henderson, or better yet, Keith Taylor should be the starter opposite J.C. Horn, because I like Keith Taylor Jr. I like that guy. He seems to be a guy that he'll put up a real good fight, and he'll be out there. He'll be in your face all game. I like Keith Taylor opposite J.C. Horn versus Dante Jackson. I believe they should use him in the slot more because he's a smaller, faster guy, and when he lines up against most of the faster receivers in the NFL, he tends to get burnt. And so we don't need a guy that's going to be out there getting burnt. And with us having Wilkes back, the DB coach, oh my God, he can coach up a DB. So I'm excited to see what he could look like up under Steve Wilkes. I mean, let's be honest, this is going to be the bread and butter of the defense. This safety room and this cornerback room is going to be the bread and butter. Because as you see, Xavier Woods is at free safety, and Jeremy Chin is right there at strong safety. So imagine J.C. Horn. I'll put Keith Taylor on the other side, Jackson in the slot, Jeremy Chin, and Xavier Woods. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a great backfield. Now, the problem is, can the linebacking core stop the run so that way our guys out there don't get beat on any of the passes? That's going to be the problem. But that's to be seen. Like I said, I'm just putting this out there. I haven't done anything in a while. I haven't put out any content. And I just wanted to kick it with you guys and, really show my face and just remind you guys I'm out here doing it for the love, man. I love my team. I'm hoping that, everything we can have a better start to the season this year. I want to keep my eyes open on the camps as we get up to them. But this is the 53-man roster as we see it here. I gave you guys who I think that's going to be starting, projected starters, and who I'm thinking that's going to be out. So if you agree with anything that I said, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. I mean, I want to hear it. I want to talk it out. I want to argue it out. How about you, boy, man? I'm here, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you ain't got nothing else to do on the 3rd of July, rock with your boy. It's been real.